Let's start with the big one. Sergei Bobrovsky to Toronto. You kind of saw the goaltender signings down there in Florida yesterday, getting both guys, Jacob Markstrom, Akira Schmid, and that kind of put the writing on the wall as far as, all right, Bob is going to be dealt elsewhere or signed elsewhere. And here you go. He is going to Toronto. 3 years, $7 million per year. What do you make of that, Rob? We're in the fit up there in TO.
Well, it keeps them in that division, so you're going to have to play against them now if you're the Florida Panthers. And I just didn't think there was going to be a world where Bob wasn't going to re-sign there for a long time. And the closer we got to July 1st, you're thinking, all right, well, maybe this is a possibility. Those moves go down. Well, that's that. And you knew Toronto was going to be in the mix here because they having that first overall pick and just really feeling like they could turn things on a dime and head in the right direction. You needed goaltending. You need quality goaltending. And they're hoping they can get that from Sergei Bobrovsky. That's a nice kind of order of business for Bob. I like that deal for him.
I think and a really positive stamp that Chaika kind of puts on, the start of his tenure, his administration. This is a radical departure, I think, for Toronto, given the way the goaltending situation has looked the last handful of years. You have a proven, a bona fide number one in Bobrovsky now. At 37 years of age, is he capable of, Bobrovsky? Are we going to see vintage Bobrovsky? That remains the critical question. But I think if, this team, I think, is improving in front of him as Chaika, reforms this roster. And I think this is a transaction that makes a whole lot of sense. This is a guy that I look back to early in his tenure with Florida. You remember, before this team became a perennial contender, they struggled in their own end. He papered over a lot of problems and really played that group into stability. So if he can do, some semblance of that now at Toronto Maple Leaf, this looks like a solid transaction. And $7 million for a bona fide number one.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's pretty good value. Pretty good value. You're getting a discount for his age, but that doesn't necessarily mean he can't play, 9+ 100 save percentage.
The trade on currency with age. Sergei Bobrovsky's 37 isn't like everybody else is 37. Like the way he takes care of his body over the years.
100%.
So I don't think that there was much concern, and there should not be much concern about, hey, he's 37 years old, this brings him to 40, or whatever other deals were maybe out there for Sergei Bobrovsky. I don't think you look at it from that standpoint because he is such a unicorn in the way he maintains and takes care of his body over his entire career. So I like this one, to your point. For that dollar, you want a starting number one, a guy who's motivated, by the way, had a really tough year this past year. Yeah. Florida Panthers did. His numbers were not great. He's going to be motivated. He's going to be motivated playing inside that division still.
Two-time Stanley Cup champion, two-time Vezina Trophy winner. And you think back to year 2 of winning those cups in the regular season, okay numbers. Stanley Cup playoffs, Stanley Cup final, lights out. And that's what Toronto's hoping for, right? His playoff pedigree up there in TO.
No question about it. And, you make the comment about his skill set, about, his pedigree, but he's demonstrated to us, just in terms of his character, this is a guy, no goaltender is immune to a bad stretch of hockey, but this is a guy, he demands, expects a lot of himself, and that's why he puts the time into his fitness away from the game and on the ice for that matter. But the point I'm making is, this is a seasoned professional. He holds himself to a really high standard. Notwithstanding the 37 years of age, I think this is just a really solid transaction. Makes good sense for Toronto. There's some other clubs out there that are, sad this one ran through their fingers.
All right, Panthers Leafs round 1 playoffs. Sign me
up for that one.
Want to revenge.
Actually, I kind of wanted Panthers.
Lightning?
No. That one's good too. But any of them in the division? No, Senators. Okay. Anybody. Any of those matchups that we just mentioned are going to be
all right, so we got phenomenal. Round 1, 2, Eastern Conference final all laid out there, and then we'll see who goes to the Cup coming up next season.